Continuing our walk around of the Steigenberger Pure Lifestyle Hotel in Hurghada, Egypt. This time we're going to start on the pier. So the pier is where you're going to take your excursions. So we have a glass-bottomed boat tour booked for tomorrow, and this is in December, and so the weather is going to be quite kind. So summer months in Egypt are unforgiving, so 45 degrees is quite common, and I think that would be quite overbearing. The trip itself is a 3-hour trip where it's a glass-bottom boat that travels out to one of the islands. There are 8 in the vicinity, which means that the water's quite calm, and the next 2 days are wind-free, so it should be literally plain sailing. So that is about a 15-minute trip to the island. There'll be an opportunity to spot dolphins and then also some snorkeling time. And that was priced at $70 for 2 people, which seemed quite reasonable. And because there's so much to do within the week we've been here, it is in fact the only excursion that we booked. The facilities, as you'll see, so this one concentrates on the beach areas. There's plenty enough to keep you occupied, well, both occupied and relaxed for a week in Egypt. So this is the far end of the beach, and you can see there that there's the boundary wall for what would be the Steigenberger Eldau. So along the beach itself, we have beaches sectioned off into 3 different areas. This one that we're going through first relates to the Eldau. The one in the middle is Aqua Magic, which is actually situated across the road. And then finally, there is the Pure Lifestyle Beach. As a Pure Lifestyle guest, you can use all 3 of the beaches. You can't, though, use the restaurants for the Aqua Magic. So you can use the Aqua Magic facilities in the hotel, which, as I mentioned, is across the road, and it does have water parks, and it has significantly bigger pools. We did venture across there just to mention it's worth picking up a towel from reception because you will get charged when you go through the security. So that Aqua Magic is the only hotel that you need to leave the grounds or the complex to come visit, and it's literally just across the road. And I would say that Hurghada in general is very, very clean and feels safe and secure. There will be vendors trying to make sales and welcome you into the shops, but they're not overly aggressive with their sales technique. So we actually only went a little way up Hurghada Street itself. We didn't go to the marina because, as I said earlier, there was plenty enough to keep us occupied within the facilities that we had. What I would say is at night time it's quite special in that they've got all of the Christmas illuminations, and they've done a really good job of that. So the beaches here, we are in the grounds of the Eldau, and as you can see, whilst I've been talking, we've passed any number of sunbeds, all of which have got windbreaks, and there will be a table service to each of these as well. So you can have drinks brought to you. You don't even have to go to the bar yourself. When you arrive, you will be given a towel, and the staff there will more than happily get you set up to face the sun, and you're not in the shade. There's also a handy little thing called a do not disturb bag. So it's essentially a red bean bag that you can grab, put on your table, and that means that you won't get hassled by the vendors. So in terms of vendors, I should just specify that that will be people attached to the hotel looking to sell you the usual things. So the excursions, massages and such like. It is not going to be lots of people trying to sell you cheap sunglasses and football shirts because each of the complexes does have a security booth. So rather than being an open public beach where anybody can come and try and sell you stuff, in that sense, you're not going to get that sort of hassle. The sand, as you can see, is lovely and golden. The sea we'll see a little bit later on in a little bit more detail. And that is beautiful and clear. In the winter months, it can be a little bit bracing, but no much more than any other country that we've been to where the sea is certainly warmer than the UK, but can be a bit bracing when you first get in. So we're kind of getting to the end of the Aldao area now and onto the water sports hut. So there are two different areas on the beach, just to clarify that the diving centre is where you will go and book in for your excursions, for snorkeling, things like that. And as you can see here at the dive centre, they've got other things that you can hire out at pretty reasonable prices, actually. So you've got a number of pedalos there. There's some snorkeling equipment. We'll just have a quick look at the price list there. Sorry that I didn't zoom in too much on this, but yeah, they were all kind of set as either 30 or 60-minute hires and at fairly reasonable prices as well. So if you're a bit more adventurous, then they had windsurfing. I think we saw the pedalos there, and it's the usual kind of ringos, and we also saw some people paragliding also. So we'll just hover over this price board a little bit so that if you're interested and you can zoom in, you can have a look in a little bit more detail. The reason that there's nobody here at the moment is that we're taking this walk just around sundown, which is in the winter months around about 5 p.m. In summer, I understand that's more like 8 p.m. I've done a number of videos around the grounds of the different hotels, and in one of those I did cover off mosquitoes and flies. So we have 2 more days, not a single mosquito bite yet, and I know I'm tempting fate even by saying that now. I'd said in an earlier video that we'd not had any flies, and then today there were a few, but again, not overly excessive. I think the staff at the different hotels do a really good job of keeping everything nice and tidy. So you've not got literally, litres and litres of unattended Coca-Cola attracting all kinds of interesting insects. A couple more things along the beach areas. There are different restaurants which actually in the evening become part of the a la carte offerings. So you can book those through reception at Pure Lifestyle, and it does say that you can book 2 different restaurants during your stay. The staff, again, at reception were really helpful and friendly. Because they're not at full capacity, they were more than willing to say, actually, tell us what you'd like to do, and we'll make it happen for you. So tomorrow, after we've done our boat trip in the evening, we'll be going to the Alex for an evening meal, and that seamlessly links us on to the Alex. So the final part of the beach is the Pure Lifestyle bit. So whilst Pure Lifestyle guests can use the other facilities, this is exclusive. So as you can see, they kept the pure white theme for the day beds. There's windbreaks, there's some shelter there, and everything's kept really, really clean. Again, you can pick up towels, the brown towels for the Pure Lifestyle, and the guy there will come and put your bed in whatever setup best suits you, and the staff at the Alex will pop over and make sure that you're always well lubricated, whether that be with a soft drink or something alcoholic. There's seating wrapped around the Alex there, and I've done another video on that one in a little bit more depth, and there's golf buggies around site to get around as well. That should just about do it for